Hello guys, it is Gate of Theories here, and today we are back doing another Mamma Mia versus video, and today we're going to be doing a one that we have been requested loads of times to do, which is who is the better Rosie? Is it the present Rosie or is it the young Rosie? So today we're going to be versing Julie Walters, who plays the original Rosie, and Alexa Davies, who plays the young Rosie, and see who plays the best Rosie. Now I'm just going to put this out before we go any further, that I think that both Rosies are absolutely brilliant, so it doesn't really matter who wins this, but make sure that you tell us in the field section down below who you want to win and who you think is, well, basically the best Rosie. But before we go any further, just make sure you click that red subscribe button and that you have notifications on so that you get notified whenever we make any new videos. Okay, so for the first time ever, we're actually going to do something a little bit different, which we haven't done at all in this versus series that we're doing. Now, usually what we would do is we would pick a load of categories, then see who would win for each category, and at the end count up the points, and then we'd see who on earth plays the best character. And usually we'd start with singing and dancing, and then something else would come after. Except from, I think for Rosie, we really need to find out what on earth her character is like, because Rosie's character is really funny and entertaining, except from her personality is different to other characters. So I think we need to see who plays the best character of Rosie and who really grasps her personality the best out of Julie Walters and Alexa Davies, and then we can start answering who does the best singing and who does the best dancing and acting. So Rosie is a funny and entertaining character, probably the funniest out of all the characters, or maybe just as funny as Tanya, and she seems to have loads of things going wrong for her, which makes her character even more entertaining. And we see that Julie Walters does this spectacularly with a lot of the scenes where she's playing Rosie, and we see Rosie is having a hard time because everything's going right for Donna and Tanya, and yet everything seems to be going wrong for Rosie, and Julie Walters really knows her character Rosie really well and can play any of these scenes really, really well. Alexa Davies barely has any sort of problems as young Rosie and isn't very funny at times. Now the audience mainly focuses on young Tanya and her funny moments when we're thinking about the young characters. When watching the movie, I didn't recall myself laughing much at all to young Rosie, only young Tanya, compared to how much I laughed at present Rosie in Mamma Mia Here We Go Again and in the original movie. And not only that, but it seems Julie Walters has definitely grasped how the character Rosie is, but I can't see that Alexa Davies has. So for that reason, Julie Walters definitely wins the character. Now, the next two categories we're going to mix together, and we're going to do singing and dancing as this next category. But when we're going to discuss about who is the best at singing and who is the best at dancing, we're going to be keeping in mind what we said about Rosie's personality, because that could change how we think about who should win this. So first of all, now we can probably all agree that Alexa Davies is a much better singer than Julie Walters. However, if we go back to what I just said before about the character of Rosie, we know things go wrong for her. Lots of when Julie Walters is singing, Rosie is struggling with doing something else, making it a lot more entertaining. So obviously her singing wouldn't be as good, wouldn't it, as she's playing her character. So for that reason, both of them win singing. However, dancing is very different. Like I keep on saying, one of the reasons why people love Rosie is because of how entertaining she is when bad stuff happens. And Julie Walters portrays this brilliantly in all of her dances. Probably the best example is in Angel Eyes, where Rosie is dancing with Sophie and Tanya, who are dancing very gracefully. Rosie does exactly what they are doing, but lots of things mess up what she's doing, which is part of her character. This is really effective and makes Angel Eyes a lot more entertaining, seeing Rosie struggle with trying to keep up with Tanya and Sophie's dances, but just failing loads, and this fits the character of Rosie really well. Except when Alexa Davies is dancing, she just seems to do exactly what everyone else does. Take When I Kissed the Teacher, for example, where Rosie literally does the exact same as young Donna and Tanya. No difference between her and the others, making it seem like there's nothing unique about this young character. It might just be that young Rosie doesn't have bad stuff happen to her when she's young, but how does that explain that every other young character is like their older version? Especially young Donna is like Donna, and young Tanya is like older Tanya. So why isn't young Rosie like older Rosie? So when Alexa Davies is dancing, there's nothing really unique with what she's doing. Nothing bad is happening to her, and she's basically doing what everyone else is doing as well. It's probably not Alexa Davies' fault for this, as she doesn't choreograph her own dances, but unfortunately this means that Julie Walters wins dancing again. So this means that there's only one category left, which is the acting. So who plays Rosie the best, Alexa Davies or Julie Walters? So finally, acting is basically the same as the other 3 points. Young Tanya acted like the character of Tanya really well, and so did young Donna, played by Lily James, but Alexa Davies didn't really get a chance in the script to act like the character of Rosie really well. Like I keep saying, Rosie's personality is funny, entertaining, except from, like I said before, I didn't really recall myself ever laughing at young Rosie, ever really connecting with the character. And that might not be her fault, it's just really the script, except from we saw that young Tanya and young Donna had those chances, and yet Alexa Davies didn't really. There wasn't really a moment where something happened to Alexa Davies where you could tell it was a young version of Rosie, so we couldn't really see how she would have acted that out. Maybe if she had, it would have been different, but we see Julie Walters act out the character of Rosie fantastically, especially how she acts out the many struggles Rosie has to overcome. So for that reason, Julie Walters wins the acting as well. So guys, that is it. So let's see who it is, and of course it is Julie Walters, and I think that Julie Walters plays Rosie the best. We have never had a score like this where someone has got all of the categories to themselves. So sorry Alexa Davies, but Julie Walters is just brilliant at playing Rosie. And unfortunately for Alexa Davies, it's extremely hard to try and play a character that was spectacularly played by a previous actor, in other words Julie Walters, who everyone loves. Unfortunately for Alexa Davies, she had a really hard act to follow after Julie Walters' incredible take on the character Rosie in the first movie and in the second movie, but Alexa Davies still plays a great young Rosie and gets the character across brilliantly, but just not as great as Julie Walters did. Julie Walters was incredibly funny and entertaining, and I always love any scene with her in, whether it's from the first movie or the second movie. So guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, then please like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tell us in the field section down below if you agree with us, if you agree that Julie Walters plays a better Rosie than Alexa Davies, and tell us your opinions down there in the field section down below. Also, while you're down there, when you tell us any more versus ideas you want us to do, we don't have to just do Mamma Mia ones, we could do any other type of movie, but if you want us to do any more Mamma Mia ones, make sure that you leave your suggestions down there as well, and any other video ideas you want us to cover. And as always, we've been here on Gated Theories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.